Smith in motion out toward the right. Zorn runs out on a sprint draw toward his right side, being pursued by Kenny Kennard. He throws the bomb deep down the right side. Largent wide open at the 10. He's got it. Touchdown, Seahawks!
Four down linemen. Second and 13 for Zorn. Willie Jones trying to run him down. And he throws it downfield, and a great catch coming back for the ball was Largent. And he made the catch in front of Monty Jackson. And so Largent came back to the football and has given Seattle another first down.
Already what we spoke of, Sam, Jim Zorn able to get outside that defensive end to expand the passing pocket for the quarterback. Largent goes down about 15 yards, comes back about 3, and Zorn puts it right on the money. That is almost impossible to defend.
The Seahawks counter with 3 wide receivers. Sprinting to his left, Jim Zorn throws back against the grain, and it's caught by Steve Largent at about the 28 or 29-yard line. It depends on where they spot it. He'll be shy of the first down. 9 yards on the catch, and Zorn, the only way he can escape the pressure is to sprint almost to the sideline.
You see the defensive coverage there. Total zone. Largent at the top of the screen comes back with the ball. Johnson slips. He's right behind him, though. There to make the tackle. I'm sure Al Davis is glad to see Monty have a good game. They gave up an awful lot for him, a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Seattle Seahawks team relies so much on a great game by Jim Zorn. He just hasn't had it today.
Here's a man over the middle. Largent breaks a tackle, needs 1 block. 35, 30, he's on his way. Lester Hayes from behind, and they bring him down at the 13. It'll be first down, the biggest play of the day for the Seattle Seahawks. Jim Zorn to Steve Largent had covered 52 yards. And the Seahawks, with 11 and a half minutes to play, are trying to get on the board for the first time.
Just a simple square in, and the minute we spoke badly of Mr. Zorn, he comes through to his favorite receiver, 1,200 yards last year for Largent. And a good job of getting down the field after this catch. There's a little juke there, and then it's a foot race. He's got surprising speed. I didn't realize he was that fast. Lester Hayes and Burgess Owens saved the touchdown.
Second down and 10. The ball spotted at the Seattle 34. And Zorn throwing on every down. Rolling left, trying to get somebody downfield. He's got a man wide open. It'll be a touchdown. The pass to Largent, and Seattle has a quick touchdown. 67 yards. Jim Zorn to Steve Largent. He almost ran out of gas.
I told you this game wasn't over, Sam. All they got to do is throw it a long way down the field to Steve Largent and get in the end zone. Wow. Incredible performance by those two guys. Over the last 4 years, they've done an awful good job of hooking up on things like this. Watching him motion Largent down the field. Full trajectory. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. A 54-yard reception for the biggest play of the game, and now that one.
And they beat the nickelback Wayne Osteen, the former Los Angeles Ram out of San Jose State.
And the NFL strike is over.
Yes, it is. The regular NFL players are practicing today. Most of them are anyway. Others will report tomorrow to get ready for next week's contest.
For the Seattle Seahawks playoff hopes, their replacement team 1-1. Very important that they win today.
Yeah, and they are a favorite, and for very good reason. They've got 5 regulars who crossed the picket line this past week, beginning with Jeff Kemp, their quarterback, Steve Largent, the All-Pro wide receiver, and Blair Bush, their center. Defensively, they've got Fred Young, the linebacker, the All-Pro, and also their kicker, Norm Johnson, will be back and in the lineup here this afternoon. Very important afternoon for Steve Largent. According to a published report in the New York Times, he's got an incentive clause in his contract that will pay him $100,000 if he catches 60 passes this year. He only has 6, so he better get going if he wants to pick up that $100,000.
Second down and 13. Jeff Kemp, the quarterback. And he goes right to Steve Largent, and Largent fumbles the ball, and a scramble for it. And Seattle has recovered. Largent now with a reception in 142 consecutive games. The streak goes on, and he is 1 for 1. And it was Mark Keel, the tight end, who recovered the fumble at the 19. First down.
Well, a little bit rusty. You don't see Steve Largent fumble the football very often. I'm surprised that they allowed him inside underneath the zone. He'll do that all day long against any defense, let alone a substitute defense there. But that's the rustiness coming out. Getting hit for the first time in 3 or 4 weeks will cause you to cost the football up.
First down at the 19-yard line. Little play action fake. Largent touchdown. He's 2 for 2. And the Seahawks have the quick lead. Maurice Harvey is the man that they beat, a 31-yard drive in 3 plays.
Well, apparently Kemp and Largent are just going to play pitch and catch all day long. They've got to double team him on the afternoon if he's going to do anything to stop him at all. Kemp didn't look anywhere except for Largent right away, and with the corner of the end zone behind you, a defensive back with experience will usually force a receiver to stay in front of him. That time, Harvey, though, allowed Largent to slip right past.
One of the great receivers in the history of the National Football League, well on his way to the Hall of Fame. At the Detroit 21-yard line, Largent wide to the near side, and he has single coverage, and Kemp will look at him. And he does, and he has it, and has the touchdown. 3 for 3.
It's the same play. They've run that play twice. They've scored 2 touchdowns against it exactly the same way.
In a way, you kind of feel sorry for Maurice Harvey. He's out there all alone. There's no help.
Yeah, it's a zone down there, but his safety's got to come over and shade to the side of Steve Largent. I mean, you can't leave him out there on an island all by himself. The other problem is that he's backing up into the end zone when Largent's just running him off, turning inside, the timing pattern, and they're scoring with it. Well, here it is. He's got all kinds of room on the outside. He's keeping it wide. That's very important. He wants to make his cut outside of the numbers to stay away from the safety. Harvey thinks he's got help to the inside. He doesn't have any. Hall, number 35, should have been in there, and that was the problem. We'll be back.
Steve Largent looking at the numbers. Here, some more numbers. That was his 89th touchdown reception, his second of the ball game. He is now second on the all-time NFL list. He has now passed Don Maynard for second, and he is now 10 away from the great Don Hudson. And I'll tell you a story on Don Hudson, how he used to catch a lot of his. Danny Bradley will down it in the end zone. Jimmy's too young to remember Don Hudson, of course. I did his games. No, but then the goalposts were on the goal line. And they didn't have the single post like we do here, the double post. And Hudson was the first one that would go into the end zone, hook his arm on the post, turn around, they'd throw it right past the post on the other side, and he'd leave the man covering right flat against the post.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm sorry they changed that.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, but he caught a lot of them like that.
The Lions had enough sense to make him into a very good defensive end.
Shotgun, 4 wide receivers. Largent comes underneath, and he has still another one. Breaks the tackle. He's to the 50. He's to the 40. If he can get past one man, cuts back. He goes to the 17-yard line. Steve Largent. Anthony Fields is the man who stops him. 56 yards.
How far is he
yards.
behind Hudson and Joyner and everybody else? He may get it this afternoon. I'll tell you, Harvey, he turns him completely around. The poor young guy out there. They've got to get him some help. You can't leave Steve Largent one-on-one with most people in the NFL, let alone with Harvey. As you can see, he gets some help coming down. And Steve Largent's having a real field day this afternoon.
4 wide receivers, 3rd and 7. Where's Largent?
There he is.
That's what Jeff Kemp is saying. John Bostic makes the tackle. First down, goal to go at the 4-yard line.
Jeff Kemp, also somebody who's been out for a couple of weeks. Quarterback sitting back there like the duck they are. Takes a pretty good shot from the blitzing linebacker. That's Carr coming from the outside. Takes a good pop.
He's wide to the far side. Now he comes in motion, and Kemp looks for him in the corner. If he has it, it's 3, and he's got it. Three touchdowns for Steve Largent, and by the way, 3 touchdown passes for Jeff Kemp. Let's not forget.
Now let's not forget, this is just a pick play. Largent coming on the inside. He gets help from Jimmy Teal. Watch number 83. That's really the important part. Watch what Teal does, number 83. He sets up the pick. There it is. Creates the traffic so the defensive back can't get through. And Alvin Hall, number 35, is beaten on the play in the corner of the end zone.
When we first went to the replacement games and I was asked about them, my reaction was it'll be like the second half of preseason games. And this is what we have here. With Detroit, this is the players that almost made the roster, numbers 45 through 60. And now with Seattle, they have got 3 key offensive players, and it is a total mismatch. But why can they do so much more?
Well, just with Jeff Kemp and with Steve Largent, they can just work patterns by themselves. They also have Blair Bush in the center. They can give us certain protection that will help on William Gay. That's the person they're worried about. And just tell Steve Largent, well, you run this particular pattern, or just run wherever you'd like. I'll find you. And whoever recovers the fumble doesn't matter whatsoever.
Yeah. Kemp throws to Largent. Largent has another reception. That is his 7th, and he has caught all 7 balls that have been thrown his way. John Bostic was the man with the coverage. We'll go back and take another look.
This is what they're doing now. They have a combination coverage. Man-to-man with one guy. Man in the middle of the field is safety, but look how he turns the defender around. No question about it, Steve Largent enjoying the afternoon. That's John Bostic, number 39, who was turned completely around the other side. He first worked on Maurice Harvey, and now they've gone to John Bostic to try to cool the heels of Steve Largent.
Largent, 22 more yards to his total, now 138 yards. Gives pass far side. At the 37-yard line. Seattle with the first down. Kemp opens with a little bit of play action, and he throws to Steve Largent at the 41-yard line. And the pass is complete for the first down. Bostic makes the tackle.
This is textbook Steve Largent, though. Now watch this. Bostic, number 39, he's worried about the deep pattern. Largent, what they tell receivers, run to his back. Look at him. He's going to push him. I'm going to run a deep pattern. I'm going to run a deep pattern. And Bostic finally bites it, and then he runs it back. He'll run that pattern 30 yards deep, 20 yards deep. Whenever Bostic turns his back, that's when he's going to come back and catch the football.
But they're showing a lot of things as reminders to the Raiders to spend some extra time working on in practice. Kemp, good throw. Largent again, 24-yard line. And Kemp was running out of time. Largent then again was coming back to him over the middle. So even on a deep pattern, when your quarterback has trouble, then he comes back to him. Anthony Fields with the tackle.
That's exactly what you do, run straight back to him. Watch the pressure. Gay, number 79, beats his man right off the bat, and if Gay doesn't slip and fall down, then Kemp is going to be straight on his back. Now let's take a look at Largent and see what he's doing on the play. He's got his normal pass pattern to run. It's a deep one, but there's a timing idea. He knows now as he looks back and gets the feeling his quarterback is in trouble, his first step is directly back, but that's another case in which Kemp released the football. 10 receptions. He only had 6 coming into the contest. He released the football before Largent made the break. That was number 25, Anthony Fields, who was being taught a lesson by Steve Largent. Yeah, and Steve Largent, through the years, can probably teach most defensive backs something about how to cover an offensive receiver.
2nd and 10 shotgun. 4-man rush. First down. 47-yard line. Largent again, adding to his total. That now becomes a personal record for him.
Yeah, well, take a look at the veteran, too. As he's going down, he's busy calling timeout. He knows he's got the first down. He knew exactly where he was on the field.
26 seconds from the shotgun with a couple of plays called. Another advantage of having the veteran quarterback. Largent, and he is out of bounds. Stops the clock with 18 seconds. Another big reception. His 12th, which ties his personal team record that he owns. Again, the NFL record is 18 in a ball game. This is the 41-yard line. Steve Largent is 6 receptions and 85 yards away from 2 other NFL records.
From the club.
Jeff Kemp with a very good day working, and the pass underneath the coverage is to Steve Largent. Largent breaks a tackle, and he is out to the 36-yard line, and the numbers continue to register. Federico making the tackle.
Well, Largent is taking care of every defensive back they put on him so far this afternoon. The quick look-in pattern. I would think that if you're the Detroit Lions, you must be so very frustrated. You've got to put both people underneath them and on top.
Kemp has completed 18 of 25. He's now thrown for 325 yards. And he fires, and the pass is complete at the 11-yard line, and the wrestling match goes on as once again Steve Largent, and now there's some pushing and shoving underneath, and everybody's going to... I like Largent's move. He's pushing and shoving, kicking, squirming, then he jumps about 3 yards away and walks away, and all of his teammates are in.
Yeah, he's intelligent. He can count those blue jerseys swarming around him.
That's Maurice Harvey. They're just thrilled to stop him right now.
This also shows you the competitive nature of Steve Largent. When you're out there catching a football, you're not thinking, well, we're up by 30 points and this is not what I normally think of the NFL. You're just thinking, I'm going to get an extra yard. I'm going to get it whatever I can. And Lockett coming over the top, number 50, with the collar. Largent, that's what he was really upset by, that last collar tackle.
3rd down and a yard.
There's the pick.
And Largent bumped out of bounds at the 1-yard line. It'll be 1st down and goal to go. Boy, poor Maurice Harvey. He's going to have burn marks all over him, isn't he? There he goes again. Choom, choom.
It was a defensive back for the Giants they used to call Toast for the same reason. But Maurice Harvey was actually very happy that he kept Steve Largent out of the end zone. And he should be. He made a nice play. Largent was looking at his 4th touchdown of the afternoon, but Maurice Harvey did get him out of bounds. That pick play has worked well on the goal line for the Seahawks.
I thought a pick play was illegal.
Well, not if they don't call it.
1st down, Seahawks on their own 20. Jim Zorn, the quarterback. McCutcheon and Joe Daddy's running back. Zorn retreats, goes to the sideline, is complete at the 30. That's to his favorite target, Steve Largent, who is 7th in the conference among the wide receivers. He needs 200 more yards in these 3 games remaining to go over 1,000 for 3 years in a row. Seattle for the first time with some field position in New York territory. Zorn puts it up. There is Largent at the 25, at the 20, and almost beheaded at the 19. Eric Felton took his head off at the 19, but it's another 1st down for the Seahawks. Steve Largent caught the ball.
Yes, and both defensive backs, both corners have given or are giving the outside receivers an awful lot of room. That time it was Eric Felton, number 22. A lot of room on the inside. He was playing him on the outside shoulder. Therefore, the inside was there. He hit him right on the money, right at the numbers, and another big play for Seattle.
McCutcheon and Joe Datt set behind Zorn. Zorn out to Largent. 45. Largent's out of bounds on the 50-yard line. Taken out by Eric Felton, the cornerback of the Giants. So that's 3 catches for Steve Largent in the game.
Here he comes.
That's the tight end Sawyer. And they go to Largent. 1st down. At the 39-yard line. Steve Largent hit by Mark Haynes. He ran a deep slant pattern right into the middle.
Right into the post. Back in the pocket goes Zorn. And delivers the pass right on the money. Right over the top of the linebacker. Mark Haynes is in hot pursuit and finally makes the tackle on the play.
Largent has 4 catches now, 68 yards. As we told you, he needed 200 yards in his last 3 games to reach the magic 1,000 for a season.
Another blitz.
And this time it's there, and he hung on to it. Great concentration by Steve Largent. He's caught his 5th pass of the game. That's what he has, the hands, strict pass route, and concentration.
Watch number 47, Steve Henry blitzing on the play. He anticipated it, got the ball off in time. It was a little low, but Largent did a good job of stopping, getting down low enough to make the reception.
Largent came into the pros unheralded out of Tulsa University. Drew Pearson came out of that same school. 1st down Seattle from their 30. Zorn will throw it. And he's got Largent. Largent for a 1st down at the 50-yard line. 6 catches for young Steve Largent. Eric Felton had to take him. And Largent is nearly to 100 yards. He has 97 yards pass receiving.
This time he fakes a play action, and not a good fake. He faked with a hand instead of the ball. Good release on the inside to Largent. There's a big hole there between the defensive back and the linebacker. Number 22, Dave Brown. I'm sorry. Number 22, Eric Felton, is playing the right cornerback position. And a blitz.
They go after
there
him.
He goes.
There goes a run. He's back to him. The flag is dropped. Felton will be face guarding Largent. That's what you have. On the bump and run, you bump him, and then the receiver takes off, and the defender has his back to the pass.
That's exactly right. They're all on a line of scrimmage, and that's an automatic. That's why I mentioned the fact that bump and run, you like to throw deep on the bump and run. There's the ball in flight. It's a little behind there you see Felton being involved in a call.
I love the way he goes on. Hey, look at me. I didn't touch anyone.
Yeah, who, me?
Seahawks in the Giant 11.
It's the first rollout.
To the right this time. The left-hander throws, and he's got his receiver. At the 2-yard line, Steve Largent. They're quite a battery. Mariners ought to sign them up.
He really whistled that one, and unusual. He's a left-handed quarterback, and they roll him to the right. He sets up nicely. Look at him. Rights himself. Pushes off the left foot. Steps and throws right at the numbers to Largent, who makes the catch on about the 2-yard line and is knocked out of bounds.
Largent now has 7 receptions for 106 yards. A brilliant game for him. He now needs 94 yards in his next 2 games to go 1,000 for 3 seasons in a row each season.
I don't know why they don't throw more out in front of those defensive backs.
There it is to the sideline, and it's a flag down. They're calling it on Mark Haynes, the cornerback 36, the #1 draft pick this year out of Colorado, for reaching over Steve Largent.
Haynes really did a good job of coming up and playing the play that time, really.
Pass interference, number 36, defense, automatic first down.
He was very deep, and by the time the ball was thrown from play action, he recovered nicely. The ball was thrown low and out in front, and evidently the official thought there was pass interference on the play.
Largent has caught 7 passes in this game for 105 yards. 5 secondary backs on the field. Roll out right. Doran plants it and goes deep. Largent. Touchdown. Touchdown, Largent. Great catch by Largent.
You see the problem. You see the pressure he puts on you when he rolls, Kurt. Now, that's only the 3rd time he's rolled out of the entire game, but 2 of the 3 times he succeeded in making big play. Rolling to his right, and it's tough for a left-handed quarterback to roll to his right, settle, look at all the room he's got to throw the ball, releases it downfield deep to Largent, right over the top. The defensive secondary thought perhaps he was going to run. They delayed just enough for Largent to get behind him, and talking about Haynes specifically, number 36.
He followed that ball right into his hands. And the exceptional receiving today of Steve Largent that you're looking at right now.
Long count, Zorn to throw for the first time. Fires for Largent. He's got it. Touchdown. Steve Largent decisively beating the strong safety Charles Phillips, and the Seahawks take a 6-0 lead.
Jim Zorn dropping back in its zone coverage. Phillips has the wide side to the right. He makes a mistake. You can see that he was beaten badly. Didn't get the deep third of the field. Largent, he just walks in the end zone casually. An excellent throw by Jim Zorn. He read the deep zone well, saw that Phillips was out of position, and oh, why didn't I have easy catches like that when I was playing?
Should have had it, he thought. That's what Jim Breach just did as the Seahawks now take over, and Zorn off the play action has Largent down to the 40, 35, and popped out of bounds. Lester Hayes and Jack Tatum covering on the play. A long gainer off the pinpoint pass from Zorn.
Don't give Jim Zorn time. He looks across the defense. Again, the same kind of pattern that Branch run in front of the deep backs and back of the linebackers. Largent is excellent at finding the hole in the zone. And I'll tell you, those two can hook up. Good pass protection and a great route.
Seahawks take over at their 25-yard line. Just under 3 left. In this first half, Seattle leading Oakland 10-0. And Zorn, Largent again. Largent across the 45 in Oakland territory. Brought down by Charles Phillips, the strong safety. First down at the Oakland 21-yard line. And Zorn to throw on first down. Great catch was made. Sensational catch by Steve Largent. Lester Hayes was looking to cover. Oh, what a spectacular move by Largent.
First of all, the pattern was designed to fool the cornerback. The ball was thrown to Largent even before the corner turned around to look at him. And now watch the concentration. Unbelievable. You know why this man caught 71 passes last year. Just a tremendous catch and concentration, and that buries the Oakland Raiders, at least for a while.
He is able to push himself forward as he's in the air and able to come over off the defender and bring it home.
Lester Hayes never saw the football. Tremendous concentration by Largent. And watch what hits first. The ball in the end zone. Therefore, he scores. A great call by the officials. And I'll tell you, Steve Largent, the Houston Oilers must just be kicking themselves every time he catches a football. He was waived by the Oilers, picked up by Seattle, and has become one of the premier receivers in the National Football League. He bounces in the end zone for a score. He's one of the best.
Back live, second and goal from the 6th field. And this is Largent again inside the 5. Stopped by the right quarterback, Henry Williams.
Steve Largent has been a big part of this game today. 2 touchdown receptions, and look at that. I mean, you can't make a quarterback look any better. And here he is again in this important drive. The Seahawks trying to put it away against the Raiders. This play, just the last play that took the Seahawks down to the 4-yard line. Steve Largent again. What a day he's having.
It is first and goal now for the Seahawks down at the 4-yard.
Rabel is wide right. Largent is in motion. And Zorn going quickly to Largent. And he takes a hard lick at the 39-yard line and goes out of bounds. Felton hit him along with Hughes. Zorn on a 2nd and 8. Throwing on the run, and it is complete on a great catch by Largent.
Wow.
And he's down at the 34-yard line of New Orleans, first down.
Largent deserves the credit for this. They end up in a 3-left formation offensively. He rolls out, he's under pressure. Now watch Largent come back for the ball. This is what makes this reception. Comes back into the ball. He was covered. If he doesn't come back, the ball's incomplete or intercepted.
Largent needs 175 yards to reach the 1,000 mark for the 2nd straight year. On a 1st and 10 from the 44, McCullum is left, Largent is right, and it's a quick one to Largent at midfield, held up by Brown and dragged down at the last minute as Bordelon and Chapman finally wrapped him up. But he got it to the New Orleans 49-yard line.
You know, Ben, that last play, when we played the Seahawks, we felt we had to stop Largent short, stop him on possession downs, and stop Sam McCullum 84 deep. Largent short and McCullum deep. And let's see if that holds up today.
They have a golden opportunity to add to that. Zorn with time going deep down in the end zone to Largent. Flag on the play. Touchdown, even though they threw 2 flags on it. Well, Largent beating Felton.
It's on the defense. It's a touchdown. He had him beaten.
It was Felton who was burned by McCullum, and now it is Felton who is burned by Largent.
He had him beaten and he grabbed him, which is a smart thing to do. Don't let him score. He can possibly help it.
Take one more look. Here is Jim Zorn looking deep. He had his protection. Hughes couldn't get at him. And way down in the deep end of the end zone, Steve Largent has beaten Felton, and there it is, 6 points, even though the flag was against Felton. Dornick and Moore behind Zorn. Play action fake to Dornick. Zorn out to the left of Largent at the 48, and he fakes Chapman out, and is finally banged out of bounds at the last minute by Brown.
Boy, Largent is quick. He has tremendous hands. Very seldom drops the ball. Runs precise patterns. He gets open with his moves. He doesn't have the speed, the racehorse speed. He gets open by making good moves and the use of his fine hands.
24-17 Seahawks. Play action fake to Dornick. And the pass caught by Largent. He made the catch at the New Orleans 48-yard line. So Largent comes up with his 6th catch of the day.
Well, he's a great possession type of guy, and if you play him too tight, he'll go by you. But he's basically a An underneath guy, tremendous hands, good moves, and Zorn knows he can count on him in the clutch.
Zorn with Largent in motion. And Zorn pitching over to Largent, and Chapman will hog tie him out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
You know, the Saints...
And Chapman got a few bad words from some of the Seattle players, too, for that necktie.
The Saints have had 9 penalties, 7 of them for holding. 7 holding penalties.
In motion is Largent. Dorning quick out to Largent, and Hughes will grab him and upend it as Chapman hits him from the bottom.
They've had success with that, what we call a short steal pass to 80, Largent, and the only way you can really stop that is to have a linebacker deploy and get out there in front of it, or make the quarterback throw over the linebacker.
Zorn gonna go deep to Largent. He's got it. Touchdown. He beat Clarence Chapman.
Well, they dogged on it. One-on-one.
So Largent with his second touchdown pass of the day, and he now has a half a dozen for the year.
One-on-one situation. Nice move. Largent has tremendous moves. See the dog? Becomes a one-on-one. A guy like Largent's tough to cover one-on-one because of his moves.
Well, we're just warming up. We have 6:16 left, and since that big pass for 35 yards puts Jim Zorn over 328 yards, he has now passed for 10,000 in his career.
Dave Craig to the air on first down, has good protection, has a receiver. Steve Largent makes the catch. Largent to the 45-yard line for a gain of 20.
That's now 66 straight games in which Steve Largent has caught a pass, and he is just 97 yards. Make that 77 yards from his 4th straight 1,000-yard season for the Seattle Seahawks.
And his 60th reception of the 1981 campaign. Watch him run his route.
Exceptional receiver, very, very precise pattern runner, and good concentration on the football.
3rd and a long 4. Craig completes it to Largent, who bounces off tacklers and struggles, I believe, with enough yardage for the first down. They got it.
Wow, you know, it's amazing. The Seattle Seahawks are keeping 2 running backs in to help their offensive linemen in pass protection on the New York Stock Exchange. And still, with just 3 receivers going out, 2 wide receivers and a tight end, they're able to get open. Lots of motion by Largent, the Seahawks, into the line of scrimmage. Watch these running backs. You see 33 Dorning sitting there to help out. Pass block as best he can. Largent's wide open.
Dave Craig to the air. Good completion to Largent, who breaks away from a couple of tacklers and is still on his feet down to the 25-yard line before Jesse Johnson runs him down. Largent, who has been a thorn in the Jets' side, he caught 6 passes against them at Shea Stadium, 1 for a touchdown. Also ran for a touchdown in that win in New York earlier this year. This one is good for 48 yards.
At the bottom of the screen, you saw 28, Darrell Ray. He's the free safety. It's his job to stand back there, read the eyes of the quarterback, and go to where the ball is thrown. What he tried to do is take a good hit on Largent's chin instead of making a good, clean tackle. He wasn't even looking at Largent. He was looking at the ball, trying to possibly make the interception. That's on Darrell Ray all the way.
Craig steps up into the pocket, completes his pass. Largent makes the catch, and is he ever belted by Greg Buttle? But Largent is a tough little guy at 5'11" and 184. He's a lot like Pat Tilley of the St. Louis Cardinals in that respect. Little guys who will go over the middle to make the catch and will hold it despite taking a very vicious lick.
He comes from way on the backside of this formation, and that is a fine, fine catch. But he's all the way on the other side of the field. Obviously zone. Coverage by the linebacker once he comes across that zone has the ability to spin around, make the catch, and absorb the flow.
Craig to Largent, 5-yard line, about the 3 before he's driven out. It doesn't go in the record book that way.
Well, they were open, though. Once again, Seattle just able to do almost anything that they want on this drive. And the Jet defense seems to play one drive very well, and the next drive not too good. Largent now just 5 yards from his 4th straight 1,000-yard receiving season.
1st and 10 at the 23. Certainly hope you're still here. Craig drops back, looks, throws. Largent makes yet another catch. Largent at the 43-yard line.
I believe for sure he's now over 1,000 yards for the 4th straight season, and 19 yards on that catch. I believe it's his 5th on the day, and it's absolutely amazing. 1,014 yards now. Look at the precision of this pattern. Goes down there. Oh, he beats Jesse Johnson badly. Ball is well thrown too by Craig. Nothing wrong with throwing that ball like that. And Seattle has that capacity. You know, they just kind of dink around, and bam, big play by Largent.
8.5 left. Seahawks trail by 3. Craig with time. Airs one out long for Largent. He's got it! Touchdown, Seattle!
For Steve Largent on the day, 161 yards, make that 171 yards, and this ball is on the money by Dave Craig. I mean, laces up on the right foot. Steve Largent, that was special delivery.
For Largent, his 7th touchdown reception, his 8th touchdown overall on the season. 57 big yards. Alvarez for the point.
And Steve Largent is the man as far as the Seahawks are concerned. The deep threat is Darrell Turner. We'll see quite a bit of him later on. Grant Fiesel, the new name of that offensive alignment, with Blair Bush out after breaking a hand earlier in the year. 2nd down and 9. And Craig going deep for Largent. He's got it. And a 1st down and much more. Keith Bostic, the strong safety on the stop of Steve Largent.
Couldn't have been done any better. Excellent pass protection by the line of Seattle. Craig sets up, has the time, he's comfortable back there, and he just throws a beautiful pass. Largent downfield, made the inside move, and got the jump on the defender. Watch where this ball comes down. Right there, just in the pocket. Beautiful pass.
33-yard pass play. Steve Largent, who last week caught 6, became the NFL's all-time leader in pass reception, setting the 1st down at the Houston 20. Largent 80 in motion. Big rush. Craig gets it away for Largent. Inside the 10, and Largent goes over for the touchdown. Good block by Ray Butler, the wide receiver. On the other side, he went 20 yards for the score, and the Seahawks take a 6-0 lead.
So many ways Largent could beat a team. The man blocks well, he runs well after the catch. Here Craig setting up the pass to the right, fools the Houston defense. Wow, what a move he made getting away from Doug Smith. Now 54 right there, Fiesel, the center for the Seahawks, made an excellent block, and the rest of it's Largent. And number 70, Big Mattis down there, the tackle for the Seahawks, throws another good block.
Check out this scientific test of the AstroTurf. Steve Largent checking out the seams.
Yeah, he's saying, what is this stuff? You know, the reason he's checking the seams is some of those rascals, they're about 1.5 inches, 2 inches deep and about 1 inch apart. And if you're running a cut, trying to make a cut, and you hit one of those things, you'll go right to the turf.
Short setup and completes it. Nice catch by Steve Largent for 14 yards, and Largent with his 3rd reception of the day. Steve Brown on the stop of Steve Largent.
When things get going tough, you go to the guy you can count on. Sets up, gets the ball in there in good shape, but big Bruce, or Doug Smith, kind of puts him down to the AstroTurf. Oh, boy, hit his head on the AstroTurf.
A minute to go, third quarter. Play action. And Craig goes sideline. Largent made the catch and then had a notion to pick up some more. Patrick Allen and Keith Bostic combining on the stop. A 16-yard pass play.
All timing this time. Largent starts pressing Allen to make it seem like he's going to run the go, and then he breaks out. The ball's already in the air. Right there. No way Allen could have stopped that pass.
Steve Largent, originally drafted by Houston, and then was dealt by Bum Phillips. And one of the poor personnel decisions in the history of the game, although a lot of clubs passed up on him. It wasn't only the Oilers. He was sent to Seattle in exchange for an 8th-round draft pick. As Craig, on 4th down, has the season on the line for the Seahawks. And completes close to the first down. Largent right at the marker. Stopped by Keith Bostic, and he did pick it up. Craig only 12 for 30. That's 40%. And has Largent in the open. So Largent gets out of bounds to stop the clock. A 25-yard play. Donaldson on the coverage. 48 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
Largent putting one of his good moves down. Fakes inside, gets back outside, and wisely gets the yardage and out of bounds, too, to stop the clock. Seahawks with one timeout left here, Marv, but they still have 48 seconds, plenty of time to get a touchdown.
And this, the 10th play of the drive. 31 seconds left in regulation. Seahawks have one timeout remaining. Craig getting the time, end zone, touchdown! Steve Largent on a 12-yard pass play, a dramatic drive by the Seahawks to move within 1 point, and it will come down to the extra point attempt by Norm Johnson, who has been perfect this season.
Just short time left on the clock. Craig's able to get back there with good protection and go to the ace in the hole. This is the clutch, Mr. Clutch Man right here, Steve Largent.
The big catch of the drive was collared by Ray Butler. A 31-yard pass play that got the Seahawks downfield and to the 12-yard.
3rd down and 13. Craig has time, gets it away, and it's complete. That's Largent again. Largent getting it to the 26-yard line, short of the first down, about 3 yards short. Making the play for the Cardinals, Lionel Washington, number 48.
Well, Largent is a fantastic receiver, and one of the things that he does so well is read the coverages. You see, he went back running his hook pattern, and when he turned to find the quarterback, his lane was blocked, so he moved over. He found the open lane. Craig got the ball to him, but it wasn't quite enough for the first down. They're the spread formation or the shotgun, and they'll probably be looking underneath the coverage.
Craig has to hurry. A great catch made by Largent. Boy, Craig did an excellent job of evading the rush. Got that ball away, and Largent did a fine job. Great camera work right here as we'll show it to you. It's a 19-yard pickup. E.J. Jr. was isolated out there on Largent.
Well, look, they run the same pass pattern they ran before, which was successful. Largent has an option. He goes down to the middle of the field, and it's up to him to find the open lane. He went to the middle. That wasn't open, and he slid back to the outside. Got the reception, picked up the first down.
Second quarter. Largent at the 40-yard line. Largent gliding in, going to his knees, timing that catch perfectly. He beat Benny Perrin, the free safety, but I don't know what Perrin could have done about this.
There's nothing at all he could do about it. It was perfectly thrown ball. Largent broke to the middle. The ball was there on time. Nothing you can do about it. That's number 48 out there who plays pretty well. You know, he's a good man-to-man cover. That's Lionel Washington. Perrin coming over trying to help, but to no avail.
In the same place. Second down and 9. Craig steps up, throws, touchdown, Largent. Largent scores. Beat Lionel Washington, the rookie, number 48. And Craig threw that one very nicely.
It was a great reception by Steve Largent, but Dave Craig made the play because St. Louis is blitzing. They decided to gamble. They blitzed. Seattle had maximum protection. Craig waited, he waited, he waited, and there's nobody in all of football who can guard a good receiver for more than 3.5 seconds man-to-man. It can't be done.
Craig throwing, and just out of the outstretched hands, and they're going to get a call against Lionel Washington, the rookie. Largent almost came up with a catch. Interference against Lionel Washington, the rookie from Tulane. There he is, number 4 draft choice.
Largent almost comes up with this catch.
Defense,
look at this.
Pass interference 48.
He almost
That's a
gets
first
it.
down.
Johns, Walker, and Largent are all in there. 3rd and 20 out of the shotgun. Dave Craig. And the pass comes to Largent. He gets it to the 44-yard line.
With 15 seconds to go, they have one shot for the touchdown. Then they'll attempt the field goal if they don't make it.
Johns to the left, Largent to the right.
Safety blitz.
Craig throwing, and it is to Largent. Largent, touchdown! Largent made some kind of move on that far sideline. What an effort. He got it in. He beat Lionel Washington, the rookie, number 48 on the play. Oh, that's a big touchdown for Seattle.
This is some exhibition by the wide receiver. Watch Largent. He knows that he has to get the touchdown or they're going to go for the field goal. He gets a little quick out. St. Louis was blitzing, so Washington was on a man-to-man. So Largent knew that if he could get by Washington, he could get to the end zone. He does. Seattle comes up with a touchdown. 8 seconds remaining in the first half.
1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Craig going to put it up. Has time, throws, Largent. Largent all the way down to the 45-yard line and a first down. Wayne Smith, number 44 on the tackle. Largent getting a big reception as the Seahawks try to get back in this one.
But look at this throw. That's a beauty. Dave Craig just drills it in there. And that's what a receiver wants when he's downfield about 15 or 20 yards. You don't want that ball in the air a long time to give the defensive back time to recover. So you want a nice crisp throw. You can see as soon as he broke, turned to the middle, the ball was there on time.
Largent, 7 for 110, 2 touchdowns. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Young coming in motion. Craig over the middle, going long. Largent, touchdown Seattle. 2 big plays for Craig and Largent, and the Seahawks are within a point of tying this one up. He beat the rookie Lionel Washington.
Again, boy, I tell you, Largent and Roy Green are putting on some show here today.
Largent with 3 touchdown passes caught. Green has caught 4 for St. Louis. Here it is again.
Well, Largent had him beat so much, Lionel Washington, you know, he tried to make a lunge to catch up, and he just fell down. Largent just ran right by him, and Dave Craig delivered a beauty.
Craig getting it away, and a beautiful catch. Steve Largent picking up the first down and 11-yard advance.
And a man that stands in there the way Craig does, it's what he does best. When he has enough time to deliver the ball, Rulon Jones was right in his face. They know they have to stop number 75 if they're going to be effective and allow David to play. Now watch, Rulon comes to the inside. Ron Essick, number 64, is blocking on him. But watch, as he makes his spin, it looks as though Craig has no way to deliver the ball. He does, however, picks up the first down.
Largent with his first catch of the day. First down at the 37. And again, it's Largent. Another first down across midfield. A 15-yard pickup. Mike Harden on the tackle.
Largent is so shifty when he gets inside on that slot. There are no linebackers that can handle him. You take a look at the longest catch streaks. Largent's is 103. Whether he's now fourth all by himself or whether he's tied for fourth is immaterial, because I'm sure he'll be around for several years. This is only his 8th year. He's only 30 years old, and he'll be around for a bit.
Steve Largent for the first down. 7 yards on the play. Ryan and Dennison on the stop.
Largent is so nifty. He's never in a hurry. He knows how much time the quarterback has. He allows the linebackers to get out of there. There are some receivers who quarterbacks have made. I think this man has really helped every quarterback he's been with, to the extent that I'm not sure he couldn't play with Humpty Dumpty back there. He's he just makes everybody look good.
3rd down and 5 right here. Quick release for Largent. And they pick up the first down. Randy Robbins stopping Largent. Craig off the play action. Nice catch by Largent. Lewis Wright on the stop. Craig is 14 for 20, 202 yards. Once again, Steve Largent. Carl Mecklenburg on the stop, and Largent with his 6th catch of the half. First down from midfield for the Seahawks. The reverse for Largent. Gets about 5. Lewis Wright able to corner him at the far side. So Largent on the reverse.
Well, if you take a look from end to end, they put a lot of people on Largent. They had 2 linebackers on the other side, so they assumed maybe they could get out around the containment. They weren't able to do so. The Denver defense is so active that to run anything laterally very long, you will get caught.
That's Largent, number 80, in motion. Here's Largent to the 48. And with that catch, Steve Largent has tied Bobby Mitchell for number 10 on the all-time NFL reception list with 521.
You know, and all of those players are players who played for a long period of time, Marv, 10, 12, 14 years. Largent's done it in 8, and, you know, you see no limit for the man. That occasion, he was covered by 2 linebackers, dissected them both, and was wide open.
Back in Denver, this is a ball game that opened up in explosive fashion, but you get the idea, John, things have kind of settled down.
They've settled down to the expectations of most of the fans. It's become a defensive football game, and probably one big play will determine it.
But these fans have not settled down. Seahawks first down from their 20. And Craig with the successful pass for Steve Largent. Largent all the way down inside the 15. Lewis Wright on the stop.
They've done everything that they can possibly try to contain Largent, but if you're giving Dave Craig that much time, he will get free, and when he does, he will be in a position to create something big. Now here's Craig, 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, and we missed a second. He comes in late. He was able to come from his wide receiver position into the middle of the field. You see Mike Harden making a chase. He's got no case. Louis Wright finally has to bring him down. Largent's been the number 1 factor in today's game.
65-yard pass play. First down at the Denver 15. It'll be a 3rd down and 13. Back at the 17, and here comes the crowd again. Steve Largent. And what a move to pick up the first down.
Are you kidding me?
Craig knows when he goes back, he's going to have to give Largent some time to get rid of the double coverage that he's been finding from the slot position. So when he goes back, he doesn't even look immediately to him. He tries to get, he's got good protection. There's a 3-man rush. His offensive line creates a little gap. So now he's got a chance. Largent, you find the hole, I'll hit you. It's as complicated as that. It's after Steve catches the ball that the work was really done.
15-yard play. 9 catches, 160 yards for this man, number 80, Steve Largent. First down at the 32. Steve Largent at midfield, his 10th reception of the day, and again a first down as he picks up 20 yards on the
And that's the most balls I believe he has ever caught in a National Football League game. Because Craig has so much time. He wants to go to Charlie Young underneath, but the linebackers jump on Charlie Young. He throws it over the top to Largent, who's given time to go all the way down in the secondary. Like pitch and catch when they give you that much time.
3rd and goal from the 4. That's Largent in motion. Looking for Largent, could find him. Touchdown. What an adjustment of the pattern was made by Steve Largent.
That was the pattern, Marv. If you'll take a look at Dave Craig closely, you'll notice the first pump was simply to get the quarterback to commit. He did so. That tells Largent to come right around behind. You notice there was no hesitation in the final throw. Watch here. He kind of slides to the right. He's trying to see that pump. That's a nothing job. He never was trying to hit him originally. This is the sort of thing you work in short yardage drills with your outstanding receivers. You get down in a one-on-one situation. How can we beat a great defender? That's how.
Here is another look.
Steve Largent. It doesn't matter who the defender is. In this case, it's Steve Foley. Steve tries to cut underneath, take the angle away. Largent predicts it. Craig knows it. Touchdown.
All right, next Saturday, the Fight Doctor and I will be in Milan, Italy, the WBA Junior Middleweight Championship, as McCallum goes against Mincio on NBC's Sports World. I know you'll be watching. Yeah. Craig is 27 from 39 for the 373 yards. 3rd down play. It was deflected, and Largent came up with the football. Let's see where they spot it.
I don't think there are many adjectives left to describe the sort of day that Steve Largent is having, but this is the kind of ball that no matter how well balanced you are as a receiver, and we'll see Craig throw it, he gets tipped by Jackson. 2 people back there to defend. Number 80 comes down with it.
And that is catch number 12 for Largent.